Hi everyone and welcome to Uncharted Collection, Drake Deception, Brutal Difficulty Walkthrough. This is Chapter 18, the Rural Galley. And this is the episode when we are going to be walking and trying to survive the desert. There is no combat scenario here. Now the next chapter, and you might be wondering why did I decided to left the scene if there is no combat and it's just a bunch of interactive gameplay. Cutscenes, should we say? Some are cutscenes, some are just this, walking around through the desert. This is a really cool scene though, don't get me wrong. This in the game is one of the best scenes in the game actually. But it doesn't have any combat, and I decided to have it just for the beauty of it. Just look at this. This is me moving the character, that's not a cutscene. And it was already beautiful on the PS3, guys. The remastered version only makes it look a little better because of the improved textures, but it's not really that different. This was really beautiful on the PS3, and this is a cool scene. Now the next chapter, as I mentioned, is going to be one of the most difficult chapters in the game. One is long. It's really long. Two, if I'm not mistaken, it is 3 combat scenarios that are just way not tested on Brutal. Like, like really not tested. Like the first one, you don't even have a gun, and that might be the end of the walkthrough for many people. So I really assume that the next chapter is gonna help a lot of people. I hope it helps. I really do, because the first part, not having a gun and having to grab one, is totally fucking insane and brutal. But it doesn't get really easier after that. It's just a non-stop action episode, which is really good on any other difficulty, but it's incredibly difficult on Brutal. I said that the boat part, the pirate boat, is probably one of the longest. The abducted one, and the one that comes after it, is one of the hardest chapters in the game. Well, this is right after those. And why don't I say this is harder? Because we're going to have a sequence later when we are on a sandstorm and we don't see anything at all, but the enemy sees us. And it's totally unfair, but it's not really to blame Brutal. It's already like that in other difficulties. It's just unfair all around. But in Brutal, everything just gets exacerbated. Everything just shows its flaws really clearer than in other difficulties. So we are really on the last chapters of the game, and that brings me a lot of joy to be able to be recording the last chapters of the game, because that means that we are really close to finishing this game. We are really close to beating the trilogy, the Brutal trilogy, as I would like to name it, and it will give me a lot of joy when we play Uncharted 4 next year, and I hope it does features Brutal difficulty. I really do. I hope it's better balanced though and tested, but I hope it does features Brutal difficulty. So we have all the games in the Uncharted franchise beaten on Brutal. And I heard that actually the developers said recently that the next they didn't plan another game after the next one, like A Thief's End. Like they're saying A Thief's End is the last Uncharted game. They didn't say that because they're really smart. So let's just take the words that they say. They say that they didn't plan ahead. They didn't plan Uncharted 5 in any sort of way. And maybe that means that something really big happens in that game. And we all know what that means, right? The subtitle, A Thief's End, and all that shit. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see if that really happens. It will be kinda kind of shocking that they will do something like that. But who knows? I mean, if there is a developer that can actually pull off killing one of the main characters in a franchise, I think Naughty Dog would. I think Naughty Dog doesn't fear that sort of thing, because I'm sure they're getting ready to show The Last of Us 2 on the next E3. So I don't really think that Naughty Dog is anywhere fearing the end of this franchise. I think they are actually looking to expand with new games and new IPs, and that's what I want. To be honest, I would like the Uncharted franchise to end in Uncharted 4, and that will completely put you off, right? Because I love these games, but I love games. It's like a series, you know. When a series stretches for far too long and it becomes tedious, and it's just, you know, you get the feeling that this should be ending by now, and it's that feeling. I mean, Uncharted 4, yeah, of course, I'm going to play it and I'm going to enjoy it, but Uncharted 5, Uncharted 6, Uncharted 7, like Call of Duty, or Assassin's Creed, Jesus fucking Christ, how many more? How many more are going to be? One per year? And that's totally not true with Naughty Dog, because they don't make an Uncharted once per year. In fact, this Uncharted 4 has taken like 4 or 5 years into the making, which is a really, really long time. So this was the chapter 18, guys, and the next chapter we're going to have a lot of trouble. So I'll see you then. Thank you for watching, and take care.
Shit. It's a ghost.